is Jatin. I welcome you to all my YouTube channel once again, Part-2 Success with Jatin. Today we will start class 10th biology chapter, that is chapter 15, our environment. Yes, our environment. So let's start our chapter. So now it came in our chapter, that is biodegradable substances. Yeah, this is the term that I am talking about. Yeah, biodegradable substances. Those substances or matter which break down into simpler form by the action of microbe. Okay, that they convert from complex form into simple one. Now it is eco-friendly in nature and it is also involving nutrient cycle. Yes, you here see nutrient cycle. We will discuss this later. Now let's see the example of biodegradable substances. Now paper, cloth, kitchen waste are like few examples of biodegradable substances. You also hear a term that is non-biodegradable substances. Okay, non-biodegradable substances mean those substances or matter which cannot be break down into simpler form by the action of microbes, just like plastic and many more. Now here is nutrient cycle. We will discuss it now. Now the plants take minerals from soil. Plants take minerals from soil and it also receives sunlight and it completes its life cycle. Okay, respiration, exchange of gases, photosynthesis, making of food. Okay, now a stage came where plant became dead. Now at a particular stage, plant became dead and now this dead plant decomposes into the soil and releases gases as well as some minerals. Okay, so this is nutrient cycle. Now these decompose in the soil and then they further used by plant and this cycle will continue. Now we will get to our next term, that is ecosystem. So what is ecosystem? A group or a community of living organisms that live in and interact with each other in a particular area. Okay, here organism interact with other organism as well as non-living things. Okay, now in a specific environment, just like forest, zoo, yeah. Now types of ecosystem. Now ecosystem are classified into two types, that is man-made and natural. Man-made means that are created by man. Yeah, that is agriculture is also an aquarium. Both are by the help of man, created by the help of man. Now natural. Natural include forest, yeah, oceans, rivers and lakes, because they are not made by the man. Okay. Now a question came that justify pond and forest act as an ecosystem. Justify this statement that pond and forest act as an ecosystem. They act as an ecosystem because they have both biotic and abiotic factor in it. Okay, biotic means herbs, shrubs, trees, and abiotic means minerals, soils, and many more. And factor interact with each other. Okay, so that is ecosystem. So food chain क्या है basically? What is food chain? Food chain is that the organism occupy its food. Now the sequence of living organism in a chain in which one organism eats another and it itself eaten by another. That is food chain. Okay. For transfer of energy. Okay. Now here's the example that how food chain works. The insect, here is grass at primary level. Yeah, grass is at primary level. The insect eats the grass and now frog eats the insect for occupying energy. Okay, now snake eats the frog and then the bird eats the snake. In this way the energy transfer process occurs. Okay, now types of food chain. We have clearly understand how food chain works. Okay, now we will study about types of food chain. So five types of food chain are basically of two types. So two types of food chain, one is grazing food chain and second terrestrial food chain. Okay, now grazing food chain. Basic food chain in this the producer level. Producer level means primary level. Okay, where the food prepare. Okay, the basic or primary level. Producer level is plants. Plants are at producer level, and in bacterial food chain, bacteria or fungi are at producer level. Now, source of energy for grazing food chain, the source of energy is sunlight, and for bacterial food chain, chemical energy of organic matter. Okay, chemical energy of organic matter. Now, food preparation. Grazing food chain, own food prepared from inorganic matter. They prepare their own food from inorganic matter, and in bacterial food chain they prepare their own food from that. They take food from that and decompose matter. Okay. Now chain, how this work, food chain, and how this bacterial food chain work. In grazing food chain, rabbit eats the grass, as we have already know that plant are placed at producer level. Now grass at primary level. Now rabbit eats the grass, and then dog eats the rabbit. In this way, grazing food chain continue. Now in bacterial food chain, inorganic food, organic taken by fungi. Okay. Now producer level are from fungi or bacteria. Okay, organic food are taken by fungi and insect. Then insect eats the fungi and insect larva, and then bird eats the insect larva. Okay. Fungi eat the organic matter, then insect larva eat the fungi, and then bird eat the insect larva. Okay. I know this will clear to you. Now we move to our next topic, that is food web. Food web. In nature, a single food chain cannot exist. Okay, as we know, a single food chain cannot exist. Although we have a network of food chains. Okay, food chain constitute to make a food web. Okay, several food chain make a food web. Okay, now it is right that single food chain doesn't exist in your environment. Why? Because if a particular trophic level of organism became dead or then extinct, then the other animal, then the other organism dependent on it also extinct. Okay, or became dead. Now that's why food web is better than food chain. Okay, now see the food web there. Insect eat the grass, and frog eats the insect, and snake eat the frog, and then the bird eat the snake. Now in food web there are alternate options. Okay, if the one level of organism became extinct, now the organism have another option. Okay, now if the frog became extinct or dead or suffer from any diseases, now the snake do not have to extinct. Okay, there are another network from that snake can derive its food. Okay, so that's why food web. Now a question is written here that out of food chain and food web, which one is better? Out of food chain and food web, which one is better and why? So now question that out of food chain and food web, which one is better? Now our correct answer is food web. Because food web is better, I have already told you, because there is alternate option for the organism. Okay, to eat the food. Now food web is better. Food web is better. Okay, because it provides alternate option of food to higher trophic level, while in a food chain, if organism of a particular trophic level extends due to some reason, that is mass extinction by the natural disaster or diseases, the organism of higher trophic level which dependent on them for food also get extinct. I have already tell you that. Now see here, grass, insect eat the grass, frog eats the insect, snake eats the frog, and bird eats the snake. Now if frog get extinct, okay, then the snake dependent on the frog for food also get extinct if there is not a network of food web. Okay, so now there is alternate option for the snake to take the food from grasshopper as well as from insect larva. Now that's why food web is better. Now we move to our next important topic of the chapter, that is law of energy. That is also known as 10% law of energy. Okay. Now according to 10% law of energy, during the energy transformation in a food chain, only 10% energy is available for transformation, while the 90% energy is used up in the metabolic reaction occur in the organism body. Okay, this is the same reason why a food chain never exceed more than 4 or 5 chain. Okay, 4 or 5 level of food chain. Okay, this is the same reason why a food chain never exceed after 4 to 5 level of food chain. The available energy to higher trophic level is not sufficient for the metabolic processes and survival of organism. Okay, 10% law of energy says that only 10% energy is available for the next level, while the 90% energy is used up in the metabolic reaction. Okay, discuss a question on 10% law of energy, that why food chain never exceed to more than 4 to 5 level. Okay, 4 to 5 level or 5 to 6 level. A question was in mind, why 4 to 5, why 5 to 6? Not in particular, because it is dependent on energy contained in an organism. Okay, now see here example I have drawn for you. Now here from sunlight there is 10,000 joule energy is available. Okay, now it transferred to plants, only 10% energy is transferred from 10,000, only 1,000 joule is transferred from. Okay, energy transfers take place. Now this is transformation of energy, while from plants to insect only 10%, from 1,000 to 100 joule energy is transferred only, because 90% energy used in metabolic reaction. Now from insects to rat, only 10% energy, that is 10 joule, from 100 joule is available. Only 10 joule energy is transferred to rat, and from rat to bird only 1 joule energy is transferred. So that's why food chain never exceed to more than 4 to 5 level. Okay.